studied for Stanford University AI course. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I understand why Japanese students don't want to go to American university. It's very difficult. I take mathematics.
No, actually, I read somewhere that Stanford University only has very few students. There are not that many students that go to Stanford.
Really? I understand that professor's lecture is very difficult. And
So could you catch up?
very difficult to catch, especially graduate school. It's very undergraduate. It's very difficult.
But who actually pays full tuition fee? Nobody can afford that, show.
Yeah.
You know, actually, the ordinary people going to those universities. My teacher was also. She went there, and she already graduated already 10 years, but she is struggling to pay back the money for the university loan from bank. She told me.
Right, it's like 4 years to show.
4 years,
It's about
28,000,
300,000 grand.
280,000 US dollars.
Ridiculous.
280,000. Impossible to pay back. So it is a social problem in the States, right? So that is Bernie Sanders says that okay, university fee should be going to be free. He said, right?
Right.
Understandable.
Just like the Netherlands.
Yeah. Understandable.
I think France is also free, right?
What?
France.
France?
Tuition is free.
More or less. Yeah. I think like Scandinavia, Germany, Netherlands, it's almost free. Belgium.
Oh, really? Just pay textbooks.
Yeah, well, so and you pay about. I paid maybe $1,500, $1,600
$600. Oh, yeah, in a year, right?
per year.
Per year. Oh.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, because the professor they need to prepare the course material. They make a lot of effort to deliver. I understand. I got several courses already. You know, this is very, very well.
Like in Finland, everything is completely free. Yeah? Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Wow. So even in dormitory?
No,
just tuition.
Tuition, books.
But even if free, I think it's very difficult to catch up with the contents of university lecture. It's very difficult. That recently Japanese students don't want to go there because they cannot catch up with it. They cannot catch up with it. If they're going to study very hard before going to American university, otherwise they cannot catch up with them. Very, very difficult. Stanford, especially Stanford, MIT, also MIT course and difficult. Not easy. And professor say if you watch TV on weekend, you can join this course. He said from the first lecture. He said,
Oh, really? Oh,
if you watch TV on weekend, you can join this course. And he just reading assignment. It's impossible to read all of those.
Oh, every student devote to
7 days.
You,
Yeah. It's
I
just-
can't.
So you watch television? Yeah, Saite.
No, television, like a YouTube or driving. Or
Students usually don't study 7 days, but Stanford professors force them to study 7 days.
yeah, 6 days is okay, but 7 days.
And they're like, okay, you're going to need to prepare the homework. Okay, 11 p.m. so and so days. It's very hard, and they just reading assignment and prepare material. Oh my God! This is American recent top class. So for years they gonna study university. They can get a good job. Professor say, okay, after graduate my university.
Recommend the job?
Yeah, after you graduate university, you can get good company and good pay.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, he said.
really?
Very high level, you know.
I know, but
Like for AI, TensorFlow, IBM, and they're just in deep depth to detail, they'll go give lecture and exercise, right? This I understand. Tokyo University, they don't like that, okay? They come into school and then professor will go and teach them the contents of the course. But the American university never teach the contents of the course. They just open discussion and just so and so and opinion and so on, all the way. Because all pre-studied already. So the professor never teach the contents of the course. What is a convolutional network? No, he doesn't teach them. So this is very difficult. American university especially, right?
Yeah, every Japanese college don't do that.
Yeah, Japanese university is teaching the content of the student. Okay, we're going to teach you something, so and so. American university not like that.
Also, generally, professor want to be a study. They are professor of study, not professor of teaching. This is a big difference, right? So that's why the college course are really very boring in Japan.
Exactly, I agree with you. And that's the reason I just this afternoon, early this afternoon, I told you prep school teachers very well, study very well study to how to teach them students. Otherwise, student will not join his course, right? But this is a kind of recent, sort of famous teacher, very good, right? University professor is not good. Right?
No.
They don't care about how to teach.
Yeah.
They don't care about
But
who's
they
listening.
have
His
to, teach the content.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. Okay, let's proceed on. I'm getting bored watching this list.
Princeton, Cornell, Yale. That's also a very high tuition fee, ne?
Where Cornell?
Yeah, Cornell. Yes.
So Cornell, where is Cornell in the
Cornell.
West Coast or East Coast?
I have no idea. Do you know?
Yeah.
East Coast.
East Coast. Boston.
Maybe Boston around there.
Okay.
I believe. Okay. Ed, go ahead. What are you going to do next?
Okay, so all right. So basically, what we're talking about is that the educational system in the United States is broke, and one of the reasons is, I think it leads back to individualism. There is no real rational, like people are being taught in an individualistic class setting, where everybody is there to basically protect himself.
But this is my question. You showed the famous university, right?
Yeah.
In the state, American very famous many universities, and American students go to those universities. But it means some elite students exist.
They do.
Right?
Yeah. Elite students exist. Yeah. And I think actually to become an elite student in both parts of the world, both in Asia as well as in United States, you need to work hard. But I believe that it's harder in Asia than it is in the United States.
What do you mean?
To actually get accepted into a top university. I believe that
American university more harder.
I think it's harder to get
in and to catch up with it more harder.
Oh, to catch up was maybe a different story, but to get in is
very hard. SAT exam is very difficult. SAT, as you know. Not easy. I bought a sick book.
But it requires less sweat. It's more about, I think SAT is
no, same as my son is working effort the same as entrance exam of Tokyo University to get in the California University. Same.
Yeah, the effort to get into
he's working more than 13 hours every day. Yes, 7 days. He told me. Otherwise, he can pass those exams.
Well, I think, but I understand from people that I know in Japan, actually getting to the entrance exam is a lot of sweat.
Same.
It's a lot of hard work and actually reproducing content, being able to absorb and reproduce content.
Same in the States.
Really?
Top 50, yes. Top 50.
Yeah, but it's not so much about
More
absorption.
essay?
It's more
More
about
interview.
essays and
Same.
more about liberal arts.
Yeah, I had for my
Really?
son. He just wrote the effort for several years.
Mm.